is the capstone project number 1 for Keap for Heritage Amish Furniture's Fulfillment, created by Jeff and Sarah Christensen. The purpose of this campaign is to streamline their fulfillment from the after purchase process to the vendor fulfillment process to the customer delivery process, and then to get the feedback from the customer. So in the first section here, you'll see that we started off with a purchase tag, and we're going to wait a minute because I went ahead and set an automation up here so I could have some variables to send them through the campaign. And I noticed the first time that I did it, the tag didn't get applied right away. And then just to make sure, if for some reason that tag doesn't get applied before it goes through to the decision diamond, I made a set where Heritage could always go in and go ahead and update some of these fields if for some reason that tag doesn't get added at the time that of the purchase. So now in each section, they're basically all the same. You'll see that we'll just kind of click in here. It's going to remove a tag. It's going to add a tag. It's going to set some field values that we're going to use later in the campaign, which is going to be really handy for Heritage. They don't have to go and manually look up this. We're sending them a thank you, and we're going to create a task for them to create the purchase order. Now, once that task is created for creating the purchase order and it's been emailed to the vendor, it'll be marked complete. They'll send them to the next section. In the next section, it's going to automatically create that task for them to follow up in 10 weeks with the vendor to see if the product's ready for pickup. Once it's ready for pickup, they are going to schedule that pickup, and they're basically not going to mark the task complete until they've actually scheduled the pickup with the vendor. Once they do that, it'll go to the next section where they're going to where it's going to automatically apply the tag that this is ready. We're going to go ahead and get it from the vendor, and then it's going to add a reminder. And this is going to be set up for just a person on their staff so that you don't have to update each of these individual tasks. What it's going to do is we're going to have a bulk update of this tag for everybody whose product we picked up. Because a lot of times they may have 7, 8, 10, 15 people that they pick up at a time. Much easier to add in bulk. So we're going to do that there. Then once that tag is entered, it's going to take them out of this sequence. It's going to pop them in the next sequence. And in this sequence, what that's going to do is send the customer the appointment schedule so they can go ahead and schedule that delivery. They can pop in their details with the delivery address. Once that's completed, it's going to move them into the next sequence. And here is where somebody on Heritage staff will get that task, and they're going to go ahead and they're going to verify, is there a balance due? If there's a balance due, they're going to get with the customer and make sure that they get that payment. If there's no balance due, they're going to mark this task complete and they're going to move on. So bottom line, you need to get the payment before you move on, because we do not want the product shipped before we have payment in full. So then the next section is it's just going to automatically apply a tag to trigger that delivery, and so that we make sure that the packing slip's created and the schedule for the delivery person is all set up. And once that's taken care of, that task is going to be marked complete. We're going to put them into the next section, and again, we're going to use that bulk feature where if they once they deliver all the packages to the people, they're going to come in and they might have 10, 15 people. They're going to bulk add that tag to move them into the next sequence that, it's all delivered. And in this final sequence, it's kind of nice because we're going to remove all those previous tags to make sure they can come through the campaign again in case they order. Now, lots of times you may not get another order because these are huge orders, but just in case we wanted to have a way for them to come back through, we're going to send an email asking them for their feedback, just, what do you think, so that they can kind of work on that. And then we're going to add a tag that sends them into a nurture campaign so that they can see, different ways to help their furniture, keep it, make it last long, all that good stuff. Now, the last thing here is with this campaign, we set up a little automation where it shows, like she said, averages like $18 an hour about. They take an hour, 1.5 hours, 2 times a day, 5 days a week, 52 weeks. And when I showed her this, she was pretty excited to see that if she only saved 15 minutes on this task, she could save 2,340. So not to mention, any of these fall through the cracks, she's issuing a refund. So each of these packages are, between $3,000 and $7,000. So this automation process should work really great for her. Fingers crossed, we'll get her to switch over. She's got a tight budget right now, but we're hoping to get her at the beginning of the year. And hopefully you enjoyed this.